Hello and welcome to Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video I'm going old school and showing you how to get your physical media such as a DVD or CD based game into the modern world by converting it to an ISO and mounting that so that you can play your physical based games without worry of the disc being scratched or anything along those lines. So a lot of games now are available on Steam, but not all games are. So this is a great way to play some of your old classic games that you have loved, and it's a great way to also play them on cloud gaming. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get right to it. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is to download a program that's going to be able to convert that physical disk into a file. And I generally use ISO, but there are other file formats. But in today's video, I'm just going to be showing ISO just because that's what I'm most familiar with. And there are also a ton of tools out there that allow you to do this. I just have used Damien tools before, so that's what I'm going to be using in today's video. I use the free version. It does have ads, but it's not too obtrusive, and for how much you use it, it's not really a big deal. When you're installing it though, it will have a box at one of the stages to install McAfee. I would greatly recommend unchecking that, but other than that, it seems to be a great program and I haven't had any issues with it over time. So go ahead and download and install that, and then we'll rejoin here in a second. Alright, so I have Damien tools installed and ready to go. So we need to create our image. So to do so, click on the new image button and then click grab a disk. This is going to make an exact copy of your physical media into a single file that you can easily transfer and back up. That's going to be an ISO. You can also create other file types, but my personal choice is ISO just because I'm more familiar with it. So when you first click on that, it will take a little bit to query all your drives. It will work with both internal and external. I'm using an external drive simply because I've been building computers forever, and in the last probably 6 or so years, I haven't actually used an internal drive simply because it would only get used once a year, and I didn't really see the point, especially with having all the games digitally for the most part anymore. So that's why I went ahead and got an external drive. It just makes a lot more sense to me, but it does work with both internal and external. So you can see here that it found my game called Trespasser, which is a classic dress up art game that I haven't played in over a decade. It's an ancient game that's probably about 20 years old now, if not more, but it's still a fun game, and I want to play it up just for nostalgia purposes. So I want to get this game and convert it to an ISO so I can convert it to so I can transfer it to my cloud machine so I can play this anywhere I am, whether I'm on my phone, my tablet, or on my low-end laptop. Even though it's an ancient game, it doesn't require a lot of graphics, I can play this anywhere by remoting into my cloud machine. So this is going to be a way to play some of your classic games on a cloud machine, even though you don't have a DVD drive on that cloud machine, and it's going to be an easy way to transfer the contents of your drive rather than trying to use something like a USB over network, which could possibly have data or bandwidth limitations and could negatively impact your gameplay. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it with the selected drive, and I'm just going to save this to my desktop. I've already ran through this once, so it already has everything remembered, so I want to save it to my desktop. I'm just going to name this Trespasser, and I'm going to use the standard ISO image file type. And I'm not going to password protect it or anything. And the rest of these settings, I always leave it default. All right, so I have the ISO file generated, and I can now utilize that disk image. So you can see down here at the bottom, I have my 3 hard drives on my computer and my physical Blu-ray drive. But if I want to mount this disk image, it'll automatically add it to the image library you see right here, which I access by clicking on the images. I can just click on that disk image and click on mount. That'll mount it and create a virtual drive that it'll act and function just as if it's a physical drive, but it's all virtualized using that disk image. So you can see here, I can open this just as I could normally, and I can see all the exact same data that's on the physical drive. So say I want to eject the drive. That's just as simple. You just right click on this and then click unmount. So say you have a disk image file that you want to mount that hasn't been created with Damien Tools, or possibly you created it on a different computer and you transferred it over on a USB drive, or it's in a network share. You can also mount drives by right-clicking here and just clicking mount and then navigating to those wherever they are physically located. Or if that has been deleted for some reason and you don't have a drive that's empty, you can just click on the quick mount and do the exact same thing. Mount that, open that disk image, and it'll automatically mount it and it'll reappear. So it's very simple to mount those disk images after you've created them, and it's a way to keep your physical media functioning for years to come. You can back up this disk image, and even if you lose the physical media, as long as you have the CD key if it had one, and if it does require like any type of DRM that has to contact the server, if that server shut down, you still can't utilize it. But a lot of older hardware, the DRM was simply through the CD key, and you can play a lot of your old games, even on cloud gaming. So you can see here now that this disk image, it's about 700 megabytes, I think. Yeah, 624 megabytes, which is the exact size as the CD itself was. So I can now set this in Dropbox or OneDrive and transfer this to my cloud gaming rig. And all I have to do is just download Damien Tools Lite, click on the quick mount button, navigate to my disk image, and now I can play my classic computer games in the cloud wherever I am. I can access that regardless. I have to have it installed on every single computer. All right, so that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you found this video informative as well as hopeful, and hopefully it'll allow you to take a trip down memory lane and play some of your old favorite games, regardless of whether you're playing on a local machine or a cloud machine that might be literally 1,000 kilometers away. So if you found this video helpful and you or otherwise enjoyed it, give it a big like, guys. I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're not already an existing subscriber, smash that subscribe button to stay tuned for more great videos from Provoking Tech. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Zach out.